I like just started and she's already in love. Look at her in the mirror. So let's get into this sharp part, Alicia Key hairstyle thingamajig. So the way the style is, it's like super sharp arches going in opposite direction from the previous braid. In order to get that look, you have to part the hair going forward in like a triangular shape and then backwards to the back of your neck. That's called the nape. Once I get all the way to the bottom, I add gel and I define my line. Once the gel is on my entire line, I take the sharp part of my comb and I make sure that my part becomes really sharp. Clean parts are key. If you notice, after I part it, I comb it away. Once I got my part clean and crisp, I go ahead and I add gel to the part of the hair that I am going to braid on both sides. And if the braid was thicker, I would put it down the center of the braid as well. So I suggest with doing these braids for longevity, start with a thin piece of hair and start to braid down. You don't have to feed it in like Fulani. It will not show if it's super small. And in this, I put 3 small pieces of hair because I don't want it to be thick and I want it to last for a long time. I literally see every piece of hair that comes in and I pull it out every time. So I keep that going. I go straight forward as if I'm braiding towards her face. And then when I get to the part that's going to go backwards, I will start to braid backwards. But not until I'm completely done with braiding all the hair that's in that braid going forward. So now I got all the hair in that part that's going forward, as you can see, and then I start to grab a small piece of the part that's going backward, and then I start braiding down and backwards. So keep braiding, removing flyaways, and just keep going down. By adding that small piece of hair, it makes it kind of easier for you to braid. And I just keep going until, and when my hands feel a little dry, I stick my hand back in the gel and I add it to the braid. And if you look at the difference between her hair and the braiding hair, you see how thin that added hair is that I added. It needs to be that thin. Once I get below her ear, that's when I start to feeding more hair so that it could be thick. The back will be close together and the back of your hair will be extremely full in the bottom. And when it comes to feeding braids, it's best to keep the amount of pieces you add to your hair in 3, 5, 7 odd numbers. Because you're using 3 strands of hair, it's best to use odd numbers. It will give you a more even braid. I add my boho pieces because these are boho Alicia Keys braids. Super cute. And this is how it turned out. Super full, real natural. The parts are part in. She loved it.